Do children believe in magic? Research shows that around 70% of 3-year-olds believe in Santa Claus, compared to the 78 who believe in a garbage man. By age 5, kids are pretty certain about the garbage man, but an impressive 83% still believe in Santa. But why is that? As kids grow, especially between the ages of 3 and 7, they start using clues from the world around them to make sense of things. And so as children begin to put together the world using pieces they collect, they also start believing in the power of faith and hope. In time when belief seems lost on humanity, one small girl should remind you of it. When her brother was seriously ill and the family couldn't afford an operation, Tess went into a pharmacy and asked to purchase a miracle. What ensued is a real-life account which will renew your faith and warm your heart. Watch and share this poignant reminder that love, faith, and a bit of miracle can really change the world. Watch and share this powerful reminder that love, faith, and a dash of courage can really make a difference in the world, and learn how to untap your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. In a peaceful, normal house, it was just another day. There were devoted parents who lived the life that most would describe as normal. And their little girl, Tess, was the big sister, the proud big sister to Georgie, the new baby they all loved. And even though Tess hadn't known Georgie for long, she already adored him, particularly noticing how he made her parents so happy. One afternoon, Tess sat in the living room, surrounded by her dolls, eyes fixed on the TV as she became lost in her fantasy world. But when she found herself unable to stretch far enough to get the remote, she looked in the direction she had last seen her dad, hoping he would change the channel for her. It was a small, straightforward request. She had asked many times before, but on this day, something was different. She saw that her parents' bedroom door was closed tight. Strange. It was not common for them to close it when everyone was at home. Curiosity got the better of her. She got up and crept towards it, her hands on the chilly doorknob. It wouldn't open. She leaned against the door, trying to hear what was happening within. Then she heard the voices. In the beginning, it was a slow, low murmur, something she couldn't even discern. But as the arguments became heavier, she could listen in on her mom's tears and the tension in her dad's tone. Tess listened to her father's voice behind the door. His words lingered, "Only a miracle can save him." She already knew that her baby brother was ill. Her parents had been coming and going from hospital for weeks now. Tess had been living with her grandparents and aunties during those days. They were friendly and tried to make her giggle, but it wasn't the same. She wanted to be home with mom and dad and little Georgie all together again. That moment, listening to those words, something within Tess changed. If her parents required a miracle, perhaps she could assist in finding one. She recalled the location, a tiny pharmacy within walking distance. She recalled a memory. One day her mother took her there when she had a bad cough. She recalled the horrible strawberry syrup and how it tasted, and how by the following day she was feeling a lot better. If that shop did me good once, maybe it could do Georgie good as well, she thought. Maybe the miracle her parents were praying for was hidden behind the counter. This prompts her to go to her bedroom, count the money in her piggy bank, sneak out of the house, and carry her money down to the corner pharmacy. The streets were nearly deserted. Tess' shoes made soft, scuffing noises as she rushed along the broken sidewalk, the familiar sign of the pharmacy glowing dimly in front of her. As she pushed open the door, a small bell chimed, but no one looked up. Inside, 2 tall men stood at the counter. One dressed in a sharp suit leaned in close, speaking in low, urgent tones with the pharmacist behind the glass. She waited patiently behind the man in the dressy attire for a break in between their conversation, and it didn't happen. After a few minutes of attempting to get the pharmacist's attention, the young girl finally had to resort to banging the quarter repeatedly on the counter. Annoyed, the pharmacist suddenly ended his discussion with the other man. His forehead creased in annoyance as he looked over at Tess. On the other hand, the other man was well dressed and smiled warmly at Tess. The 2 men, who were apparently remarkably alike, were almost like brothers, but their attitudes could not have been more different. The pharmacist finally came over, his voice stern. "What do you want?" And Tess stared at him, holding her jar in her fist. "My brother's really sick," she stammered. "My daddy said only a miracle can heal him. How much does a miracle cost?" And something in her words surprised him. The harshness in her expression eased. "Sorry," he murmured softly. "We don't sell miracles here." He began to describe, attempting to help her grasp, but Tess interrupted her sentences, abrupt and fractured. "But he's very ill. It's causing my mommy and daddy to get very sad. They pretend to smile, but I can really tell they're frightened. I thought perhaps if I could purchase the miracle, it would do some good." The well-dressed man, having overheard the conversation, gently knelt down to Tess's level and asked, "What kind of miracle does your brother need, sweetheart?" "I don't know," she murmured softly, her voice trembling. "I just know he's very ill. He needs a miracle, and my daddy said we can't pay for it." She grappled for the correct word, her brow furrowed and intense. "There's something wrong with his head, I think. Mommy and Daddy mentioned it a few times, but never said everything to me." Her eyes scored the neatly dressed man's face, hoping this adult would finally be the one to listen and assist. "How much money do you have?" asked the man. $1.11, said the little girl. "But I can get more if I have to." "Ah, isn't that something?" replies the man warmly. $1.11, precisely the cost of a miracle for little brothers. He opened his hand, palms up. Tess looked at it momentarily, then placed her small hand in his. With a reassuring smile, he said softly, "Come, let's go see what kind of miracle your brother requires." And they walked together towards her house. As it turns out, Georgia required a delicate brain operation, and the kind stranger from the pharmacy was no other than Dr. Carlton Armstrong, a famous neurosurgeon. Inspired by Tess's devotion to her brother, he carried out the life-saving procedure for free. This granted the family the miracle they never believed they could afford. Later, once the surgery was completed and Georgie was safely returned home, Tessa's mom gently wondered aloud. That operation was like a miracle. I don't know how much something like this would ever cost. And the little girl smiled because she knows exactly how much a miracle costs. $1.11. Miracles happen to those who believe in them. Bernard Berenson. Tess taught us something powerful, that sometimes it's not logic or money that moves mountains, but pure, unwavering belief. Her small act of courage with $1.11 created a ripple that changed her family's life. Imagine this. What if something just as heartwarming and life-changing could happen to you or someone you love? Faith is seeing light with your heart when all your eyes see is darkness.
Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories consistently? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing and commenting below. And please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.